Hi there, join me for a brand new idea on how to create a clean and classic memory keeping layout featuring the new Build a Garden Sulfur Cosmos. So see you in a bit. Hi there, and welcome to a new episode of Inspired by a Card with Natalie. Today we're going to be working with the new Build a Garden Sulfur Cosmos and to create a memory keeping layout. And the inspiration actually for this layout comes from one of our newest design team members. This is Nathalie Bester, and I love her card. First of all, it's a larger format. She's using a slim card, and I love the black on the background. So I'm gonna borrow her ideas to create my layout. She started by using the new stencil that comes in the Build a Garden Sulfur Cosmos, and it creates a background. So I'm gonna borrow her idea, and that is that she put the stencil on a slant to create an angle for her card panel. I'm going to do the same thing for the background of my page. Now you're going to see that I'm using jet black first of all. And what I'm going to do here is I want to make sure that I create two edges with that angle for my layout, but I want them to be somehow symmetrical. So I'm going to help myself with my sticky mat. You're going to see I'm going to put the stencil in place, and then I'm just gonna put the second paper underneath and just make sure that it's lined up with the one that I just stencil. And then once I'm ready, I'm just gonna remove the top paper, and I'm left over with like the right angle for my next image stenciling. Again, I'm using jet black ink, one of my mini ink blending brushes. I wanted to be very saturated, so I took my time, and I helped myself by adding a little bit of satin tape so I don't have any cross contamination. Once it's ready, I'm gonna carefully peel out my satin tape, and I have those beautiful angle kind of designs for my background. And you're gonna see I have them, they're gonna sit on the left and on the right, and when you put them together, they literally create like this elongated rectangular shape with the same design. Love the idea. So once I have that, I'm going to set that aside to dry. I'm going to go ahead and stamp two of the images from the Build a Garden Sulfur Cosmos. I want those big florals, and I just gonna need two. So I love the fact that Nathalie actually colored the flowers kind of monochromatic, meaning that she used only one single color, but she used different tones to color it. So I'm gonna do the same thing for my florals. I am using Blushberry Bliss inks for this. I'm starting with strawberry, and I'm going to go lightly just add my pigment, or in this case my ink, from the center of the petal towards the tip of the petal, and I don't mind if it goes white towards the end. I'm going to do that for all my petals. Once I have the first coat base, I'm going to come with the second color, which is blush rose, and I'm lightly going to add a little bit of the color towards the center of the petal, the one that's closer to like the center of the flower. Then I'm going to go ahead and skip one and go to the last color of this set, just to add a little bit of depthness to the center of the petals. And that's just going to create this defined and very detailed petal for each one of my flowers. And I'm going to do that with both of my flowers, with all my petals. I'm not going to change the color. I'm just going to play with the different tones that come in this family. Once I have that, for the centers, I am going to use a little bit of the new ink. This is the peachy one, and you're going to see that I'm going to, again, very lightly center, and then I'm going to come in with a little bit of strawberry on top of it, just to bring a little bit of the pink that I have going on the petals. Now for my leaves and the stems, I am using some of the Jade Dreams inks to just color that. Once I have that, I die cut it with the coordinating die, the add-on die. And then one of the things that I'm going to do is I'm going to use my comfy cut to just kind of clean up some of the insides of the flowers. I like to have a more detailed look, so I'm just gonna take my time and kind of take away all those white pieces of paper from in between the flowers. Once I have that, you're gonna see I set up the idea on my page. I went ahead and actually cut two of the sparkle frame dies. I want to create this die cut because I want to frame my layout. I want it to be very classic. I want it to be very romantic. So I went ahead and cut two out of white cardstock. I am going to stack these two frames because I want to add a little bit of dimension. I don't want to add bulk, just a little bit of dimension. But before I do, back in my picture, I am going to separate one of the built a garden, Sulfur Cosmos, I'm going to separate the flowers. You're going to see in a bit why. So I separated some of them. I'm going to set them aside. Right now, all I'm doing is gluing the frame onto my picture. I'm going to cut the excess. That means that the frame is literally going to have a picture of me with a brand new haircut. That's literally what I'm documenting, because I like documenting about myself and how I'm changing. I'm hoping that, once I'm no longer here, my kids can read this and remember me at the time. So going back to this layout, you're going to see that all I'm doing right now is just separating the pieces of the second die cut. I already had cut it into two pieces, separated the flowers. I'm going to separate the leaves. And when you do that, some of the leaves are going to be a little bit cut out. I'm okay with that, because you're going to see that I'm going to kind of stash them or tuck them underneath. So it's going to hide those imperfections. Now, one of the things that I realized is that I needed to bring, when I created my panels or the black stenciling, one is a little bit bigger than the other one. So I had to flip it so that I can have my idea is that I want to make sure that you see the angle of the stenciling. And when I was putting it on the one before, it was just very narrow. You could barely see the stenciling. So I had to flip it to the one that was wider, just so you can appreciate more of that, feature on the background. Once I have that, I just play with how my flowers are going to sit, glue my frame right to the edge of the stenciling and put the flowers around it. And in the other ones, I pretty much stayed true to the design that Nathalie had created for her card. Once I have that, I'm going to go ahead and add my title. I'm going to use the word hello from the stamp set. I'm going to stamp it onto white cardstock. I'm going to die cut it. I actually die cut it twice so that I can add a little bit of dimension to my layout. And I'm going to take advantage of that angle that I created with the stencil to create my title. So I added the word hello, and then I'm going to use some sentiments from the Sunny Sentiments stamp set. I'm going to go the one that says, hello, you are amazing. So I'm using black Obsidian ink to actually create that. And I think you're amazing. It's just going to go straight onto my page. And then I'm going to use another one that said, embrace joy. I'm going to stamp it at the bottom of the part of the layout on the right, just so that I can bring my definition to the angle in the background. Now, I'm just playing with this, angular look. I'm going to bring some new enamel dots. These are the Blushberry Bliss enamel dots, and I think they're not available yet. And I'm just going to use them to actually accent the angle. I want to sell that, idea of the angular design and the softness of the flowers, create a nice contrast that is going to bring everything together. So I'm placing my enamel dots literally kind of going to form an L. So it just brings your eye along that straight line that I created with the stencil, and it just puts it all together. Once I have that, my Lancer journal are going to go underneath the I think you're amazing. I'll do that outside of the camera, but I love how this turned out. This was actually super fun. When I saw that card that Nathalie had created, I actually tagged it into my board, and I have been saving it for a similar layout, and I hope you like it. I hope it actually gives you some ideas for your project. Remember, you can contact me if you have any questions or comments. You can check more details in the blog. And as always, thank you so much for being here, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more beautiful content. I'll see you soon. Take care, guys.
Hello there! Did that video just spark your creativity? And do you want more project ideas and inspiration videos too? Well, if you do, please make sure that you subscribe to the Altenew YouTube channel. Also, make sure that you do click that notification bell so you don't miss a video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye bye!